Hey everybody, welcome back to DeHaven Family Farm. My name's Chris, and today I'm going to show you how to install a factory thumb on a Kubota mini excavator. So let's get started. So here we have a Kubota KX033-4, brand new machine. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is probably the most expensive unboxing video I've ever done on this channel. Let's go ahead here and we'll cut this open. So here we go. This is like Christmas. Away we go. Da, 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 da. Paper for the wood stove. Let's see, this feels like hoses. Oh yeah, shiny shiny. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. There's our thumb. That feels like a hydraulic cylinder. That feels like paper. So, I'm not going to bore you anymore. Alright guys, as we get started on this video here today about doing the thumb, I just want to quickly little disclaimer. Here's the instructions that go with the thumb kit. This video here is meant to be a guideline about how to install your thumb. It's not a direct how-to. Everybody's machine is going to be a little bit different. Again, it's kind of a guideline. If you come across something that's a little bit different, your instructions are different, your machine is a little bit different, don't do exactly what I do in the video. Stop what you're doing, reach out to your dealer, your manufacturer, and get a clarification so that you don't damage your thumb or your machine. Just because you see me do it in this video, again, if something is a little bit different on your machine, don't just ram ahead forward just because I did it. I don't want somebody, to damage an expensive part. Again, just because I did something, just stop and take the time and make sure you get a clarification. Again, this video is meant to be helpful, but let's not break anything. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So step one, you got to take the bucket off. So in order to do that, you pop the clip that's there and pull the pin. But you got to tip the bucket all the way up to take the pressure off. Then you pull your pin out. We're going to drop the bucket, and then you got to get your boom vertical, and they want you to set it all the way down on the floor. She's getting a little diesel-y in here, boys. This machine does not have emissions on it. I love it. Okay, so the next step is because the thumb mounts on this pin, they give you a new pin that's wider. So we got to get this roll pin out so we can take that pin out. I used my punch. There's a roll pin here. My punch won't reach anymore, so I'm going to try this bolt to get this roll pin out. This is not an ideal situation, but it's what I got. Okay, we got the roll pin out. There we go. So now the next step is we got to get this pin out here, and it needs to be replaced with this pin. And we have a new roll pin that will go in through here, and it'll come in or go in that hole there. There are some rubber seals here, they tell you in the directions. There's one here and one here, to be careful to try not to have those drop as you're taking the old pin out and putting the new pin in. Easier said than done, I guess, but hopefully there's grease there, and I'm hoping they'll stay put. I'm not sure how. Oh, well, there you go. Not that bad. I'm a wimp, so let me get a towel so I don't get too greasy to grab that. All right, I hope we're ready. Since we got that roll pin out, unfortunately, the only way to do this is to take out the original pin, and that just dropped. and you have to hold up the thumb, get it lined up. There is just no play here whatsoever. Oh my God, it doesn't even want to fit over this. It's so tight. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is sitting up on top. This is supposed to be the thumb for this machine, and it looks like it's almost 1/8 of an inch too small here. Let me play with this a minute and get back to you here. Okay, so you guys saw the tight fit there. That was not going to fit. So I got off the phone with Messick and spoke with the technical department there, and this is exactly why I make these videos, to help you guys out. So if you want to install one of these, I do have the instructions over there, which I'll show you later. So what they said is, once in a while, just with the manufacturing process, things like this kind of happen, and it's about 1/8 of an inch off. So he said it's no big deal. We double checked the serial numbers, made sure that the thumb and this piece here were correct, the coupler. So he said I can just, on this side here and on the other side. All right guys, sorry about that. Apparently my GoPro battery died. Big surprise there. So we're gonna finish up today on my phone real quick here. All the work that I did kind of got lost. But basically what I did is I took the grinder, and on the outside edge on both sides right here on this piece, I ground it down so that the thumb would fit on. And then the pin, very carefully, was able to slide it in and wiggle it just a little here and there for some of these seals. And it actually wasn't too bad to get the pin on there. So yeah, I was able to slide the pin in carefully. Again, you got to be careful with the little seals and spacers that are in there so they don't fall out. If you grease the pin good ahead of time before you, I know it's a little late to tell you this now, but hopefully you watch the whole video if you're going to do one of these. Before you take your pin out, if you grease the grease fitting there good and work it back and forth a bunch, you'll get a bunch of grease down inside of there, and that grease will help hold those seals in place so they don't slide out. But anyway, I got the new pin in, and then there is basically just a snap ring on the side here that holds it in. And yep, now we'll see you tomorrow. All right guys, we're back on the GoPro. I took some time to charge it up, and I vacuumed up the big mess that was on the floor from grinding everything down. So here's our instructions. We are on step number 10 here. Remove the port plugs in the thumb cylinder to remove the waste oil. So what I'm going to show you here is right up here. So some machines have this valve body control right here. So basically there's two arrows that you're not going to be able to see. There's one that's currently pointing towards this port, and there's one that's pointing up. We're going to take this and we're going to turn this. So we have an arrow pointing towards this port and an arrow pointing up, and what that's doing is it's cutting the flow off to here. So now we're going to take this little plug out here, so it's stopping any oil that's in this line from completely draining out. Now we're still going to get some oil out of here, so you're going to want to wear safety glasses and be careful. We do have a little pan here we're going to hold up. Now if your machine does not have this valve body, some of the older machines do not, again, you're going to want to have a pan, safety glasses. You're going to want to crack your line very, very, very slowly in case there's any pressure in the line. You know, you don't want anything squirting at you. Wear gloves, you know, take all the safety precautions. But this should take the pressure off the line for us, and that's what we're going to do here. So here we go. Well, alright guys, what happened to me basically here's the two pieces. These were together up in here. When I went to try and break this one loose of this one, even though I was holding this one, I couldn't get them apart. So I had to take the unit out as one, and I took this whole thing over to the bench vise, and I clamped this piece into the bench vise, and then I was able to take this piece with a pipe wrench and back it off and separate it, because this is the plug that we wanted to take out. And then we'll just stick this adapter. It has an O-ring on it, and if I can manage to stand here straight, there we go. So we'll just stick this guy back up in there. So now I'm going to take the one apart on the other side. I won't bother to show you that because it's the same thing. And then we'll move on to the next step. All right. Next step here, we're on 11. We're going to be putting the cylinder on for the thumb here. So we're going to be attaching it up top. You can see I got the short pin in there. So we're going to grab the cylinder. We got to make sure the rod end goes down with the grease zerks facing out. And there we go. Something like that. And then there is a roll pin that goes through the top here. And that's what holds this baby on there. So we'll drive that down. I won't bore you with all the banging, but that's basically what holds that on. I'm going to bang that on, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so now we're on to the bottom part of the cylinder. Basically, we have our pin here. We're kind of doing the same thing on the bottom, except we got to lift this thumb up here. Fun. Same thing. It says make sure your grease cylinder faces out. Yeah. And then you're just kind of pushing the pin in, lining everything up. And then there's a hole right here for the roll pin. I know you guys won't be able to see that, but that goes right through right here. And that's it. That's what holds the pin into the thumb. So once again, I won't bore you with the banging, but I'm going to get this lined up, bang the roll pin in, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, things are about to get real tedious here. We took our plastic plug out of the top of this cylinder. We have all these hydraulic fittings to do. If you haven't done them before, it's gonna be a little bit mind-boggling. There's a whole bunch of them, and they're all numbered funny. They all look a little bit similar. Some of them have rubber O-rings and things on them, but when you start looking at them, there's only certain places. The thread styles are different. There's only certain places they're gonna fit. So the first thing we're gonna do is take this guy here. Your instructions are gonna tell you where they're gonna go. This guy goes here, and they want them torqued to 50 foot-pounds. So we got our torque wrench set to 50 foot-pounds of torque. So he is torqued down to 50 foot-pounds right there. On to the next one. Okay, I put the adapter here in on this side, same as the other side, torqued to 50 foot-pounds. Now there's an elbow here that goes in. We're gonna leave it loose, and then when we go and hook the hose, we'll just kind of see what seems to be the best approach, you know, the best angle to loop that hose down and around. So we're not gonna tighten that guy right now. Okay, so now they're telling you to take hydraulic hose number 14, which is kind of funny because both these hydraulic hoses are the same. I checked the part numbers on both the hoses. They're exactly the same, so don't worry about that. It's telling you to take the elbow end and hook it to the elbow here. It says do not tighten them, do not tighten it tight at this time. Just snug it up, which is kind of difficult because this hose has an annoying kink in it. And so trying to get the thing started on here. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we got that started. So there you go. All right, so the next step is to put the adapter in on, well, it tells you to do each side. I'm just doing one side at a time here for you guys. This is the only adapter that goes in this valve on each side. This is the only place that you will use Teflon tape. So I Teflon taped it. It says do half the fitting, or half the threads. So I did half the threads. Boy, she's getting tight. It says 30 foot-pounds of torque. So we got our torque wrench set to 30 foot-pounds. We'll run that baby up in there. Oh, there it was. Yep, okay. There's 30 foot-pounds. So then after that, Teflon tape, attach adapters, connect hose, and then torque all hoses to 34 foot-pounds. We'll get this baby going like this. So with that facing that way, it actually, the hose fits pretty well perfectly there. So all I have to do is I'm going to turn it just a little bit so it doesn't rub here, and just tighten everything up and it will be good to go. So I'm going to tighten these up and do the other side, and then I'll come back to you. All right, I got all the hoses put on. So what I did is I just gently snugged them down using regular wrench. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fire the machine up. I actually did forget already. There we go. Now we diverted the flow to our thumb. So we're going to start the machine up. We're going to work the thumb a bit, and we'll just check and see. I'm sure we'll have a little leak or two. We might have to snug something up, see if we have enough Teflon tape on those two fittings, and we'll go from there. So fingers crossed. All right, if you wondered why I was lifting the boom up and down as I was working the thumb, it was simply because I wasn't sure if the thumb was going to stay in the shot, in the camera angle while I was working it. I wanted you guys to be able to see the thing working. So I don't really see anything on this side obvious. I mean, no major leaks here on this side. So let's go around the other side here, see if we got any drippity doodahs. Hose is a tiny bit warm, so we definitely had some fluid running through it. Boy, I don't see anything leaking here, guys. I do need to grease the new pins and everything yet. To make sure, once you run your machine a little bit, to go ahead and just take a wrench after, you know, 10 hours or whatever. Keep a couple wrenches in the machine if you're going to be away from the shop, and that way if something kind of comes loose with the vibration, you can quick snug it up. Throw a little Teflon tape in there for the first 10-15 hours, and just make sure that if you have an issue, you know, you can quick kind of take care of it. Anyway, that basically will conclude today's video here, guys. I know it's kind of long. There's a lot of parts to it, but it was meant to be an informative video for anybody who wants to do this. This is the first time I've done this, you know, so I just trying to share information. That's kind of what YouTube is about. For me anyway, part entertainment, part education for people that want to try and save a little bit of money. You know, if you have a machine, you want to put a thumb on it rather than pay somebody to do it. If you can do it yourself and find a YouTube video that's somewhat helpful, I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you. If you have any questions, you know, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not an expert, but you know, I tried to put together somewhat of a helpful how-to video to, you know, for you guys. But any questions, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of repair videos, farm videos, equipment videos on here. A lot of shop work coming up. Winter time's coming up. So We'll have a lot of repair fabrication videos coming up. So hit that subscribe button, the bell icon, so you don't miss those videos. Thanks for watching, and I sure hope to see you on the next video.